Alrighty. Okay. Hey guys. So I'm so excited to start doing this series. So you guys will see it. It will go on my YouTube channel and you will also see it go on my Instagram TVs. So watch for them either place that you want to go, you can go and I'll keep them. But I'm so excited to do this. This one is my very first one. I'm going to start rolling them out weekly so you guys can enjoy them depending on how long they take. But I'm seriously so excited to do this. This is something that I have just felt like I've been called to do, and I am so lucky to be blessed by so many amazing women. I'm hoping to get some guys on here too that we can talk to and know their experiences with all sorts of kind of adoption, foster care, because I mean, there's so many different things that go into it. And it's just amazing and it's beautiful. And just the people that do this, I just have so much love for them. So the first person that I have here today is Shannon, and we actually met on social media like couple of years ago, and I absolutely just adore and love her. She is an amazing, amazing foster mom. She's one of the strongest people that I know, like with kids in and out. And oh, she's pregnant right now, so she's like triply amazing. Anyway, I will hand the time over to her and I'll let her introduce herself, and then we'll just go through some questions as we go throughout this. But yeah, we will go ahead and I will turn the time over to Shannon.
Okay. Hi, I'm Shannon. I don't know. I don't even know how to start this, but how we, I guess, kind of got into foster care, was actually my husband. I did not want to do it at all. I've always said, like, I would be so willing to adopt, but I do not want to foster. I don't want to become attached. I don't want to, love this child and then them have to leave. So I was always just like, no, we're not doing it. But then it was within a week, just foster care kept coming up. And like, even with my husband at work, and we just kept, he kept feeling, I was not feeling that we needed to foster. And so I was like, okay, well, let's just, we'll go to the classes and see. Like, I'm not committing. We'll go to some classes and we'll see, basically. And so we did, and the classes took a month, and the whole month I was still like, okay, I guess we're doing this, but I'm still not sure. No snacks. And then the very last class is when I felt like, okay, this is something we're doing and something I can do and that we're supposed to do. So that was kind of how we got started with it. Yeah, that was our start. I didn't want to, and he did.
No, perfect. How many kids have you had in and out so far? How long have you been doing foster care?
So we just met our year mark in July. So just over a year is how long we've been doing it. And we've had 6 kids. 5 have come and gone, and we adopted our little girl.
And she's absolutely adorable. I just want to squeeze her. She's so
cute. She is adorable.
How old is she again?
She's a year. So we picked her up from the hospital when she was 5 days old.
Okay, sorry, kids, that's normal life. Okay. No, you're good. How many, okay, you said the other ones, and how long would you say, like some of the longest time frames, shortest time frames that the kids were with you?
That will really just depend on your case and the kids that you get. Lily, obviously we adopted her, so we had her up to a year when we adopted her. And then the shortest nights, it was a night. We had him for one night and one day, and then he left. So it really, like, there's no time frame that you're gonna get. There's no, even if they tell you there's a time frame, like, there's no time frame. You bring this child into your home, and you need to be willing to, like, keep it for years or a day. So you really just don't know. And that is one of the hardest things with fostering, is the unknown.
Oh, I can't even imagine. What kind of, because I know with adoption and stuff, there's home studies and stuff. What kind of stuff goes into play with that, with foster care?
Okay. Yes, Annie, hold on. Go get some grapes in the fridge. I don't want some grapes. Okay. So yes, so we did our classes and that took a month. It was twice a week, 2 hours per meeting. And then we started our home study, and people, I think they stress out a lot more than they need to about that. They're like, the inspectors want to pass you. They're not like coming into your home and like finding things that are wrong with it to not that you can't foster. So just basically like we had to get updated like fire alarms and like just that your house is safe. They're just coming to see if you have enough space for the kid and if it's a healthy environment, pretty much.
Perfect. No, I love that, because I have even felt the stigma around it is kind of like they're going to come in and do anything and everything to make it so you cannot pass. So
yes,
that's great.
and
no,
it's
that's
not like that. I did feel like that. I'm like, we have to get all this stuff. We have to put a railing up outside, and like they hardly even went outside. Like it was fine.
No, that's so good. So with your little one now, Lily, right, is her name? How extensive was that, like once you got the okay to like adopt? Like how long until like all that kind of stuff happened?
That also is just going to depend on your case. To actually be able to adopt, at least for foster care, they have to be in your home for 6 months. So, I mean, even if you got the okay to adopt them the day that you like pick them up or they're dropped off, you still have to wait 6 months to like adopt them. Here, I have to open a fruit snack.
No, you're totally fine. Hi, cute girl.
Okay, give one to Jackie and go downstairs. Okay.
No, you're totally fine. My kids were asking for Oreos earlier, so you're good.
Good.
What was the other question that I was going to? Oh, this is something I know with me, at least with my parents, they had to wait, I believe it was 8 months until the adoption was finalized for anything to like combat or anything. What's the time frame on that? Is it the same as if you were to straight up adopt, or is it different with foster care?
I am not sure on that. I know when we like adopted her, it was just like we went to we didn't go to the court. It was over Zoom because of COVID, but we just, we did the adoption process with the judge, and then like they gave us a piece of paper that said you adopted her, and like that was it. We took her home and she was ours.
Oh wow, that's awesome. No, I think that's amazing. That's so cool. Like, I don't know if mine has to do with international, so maybe it's a little different, but
yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
That was very easy, and because of COVID, it was very stressful. It got pushed back a couple months, and that just gave us more time for things to go wrong, which was so stressful. And they almost did, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So, but it's all done and finalized, and that was like meeting with a judge and the attorney was just pretty easy.
So here's a question going into how you were saying like some things didn't go through. What would you say to like, I don't know, some of the hardest days that you had? What were some of the things that you did to be like, okay, if this does go south or if this does go this way, like we're gonna be okay? Like how did you make it? Like, I mean, because
it is so hard. In the moment, you just feel completely just like useless and helpless, and like, why am I doing this? And I don't know, by 2 weeks with Lily, I was like, I'm your mom. Like, she's a brand new baby, and I'm like, I'm your mom. I don't want you're mine. And that is so hard to wrap your head around. Like, this isn't my child. I'm here to love you and support you. And if things go, a different way, that it is going to be okay. That it's awful. And it's so hard. You really have to just think like, I'm here to love you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to take care of you. And if it goes, you go back to parents, you go to kinship placement. That's just how it is. And that's what you're willing to do with fostering.
That's amazing. So as far as like ages, would you take any age on? Like, I know your kids, your own biological kids are young right now, but what if like a 16-year-old came up? What are your thoughts on that?
So in the beginning, you do set your age limits. That is something that people always ask. And our answer in the beginning was no. We said under 2. We said kids under 2. That's all we're taking right now. Because my oldest wasn't even 3 yet when we started. But now, and then, but you will get calls for older kids. We got a call for a 4-year-old that we did take in. And now we are considering taking in a teenager. And so that's just like what we want to do. That's what we feel comfortable with right now. And that's, yeah. So you set your boundaries, you set your age limits, you set, gender. If you want to set race, you can set race. You even like can pick things that you want to deal with, like from bedwetting to like sexual abuse, or like just anything that you don't want to deal with. I don't want to say you don't have to, because you could get that. You don't always know. But you do get to say yes or no to things.
Wow, that's crazy. That's amazing. That'll be exciting and interesting to watch and see if that happens with you. That's like, seriously.
I know.
I feel like teenagers would be one of the hardest. So like people that take them in are just even more like, granted, it's crazy. So as far as like race goes, did you guys have a preference on race?
No, we didn't. We just said anything. No.
Anything. What about kids with like special needs? Anything like that?
We did have boundaries on that just because mine were so little.
Makes sense.
I don't feel like we are in a place to be able to care for that, or me mentally.
That makes sense.
But people who do take the kids with the special needs or the health problems, like, you're amazing. I don't know. We had a boy that was a twin, and his twin had like major heart problems. He was on oxygen. He was only 4 months old, but they had to separate him because I took the one with no problems, and another lady took the other one, and eventually they did get them together. But that was just like, I can't do that, but you can.
Yeah, no, and I get that. And that's the nice thing. Like, the amazing thing is there's so many different kinds of people out there that are willing to take on anything, and anything and whatever.
Yeah.
So
yep.
Okay, kind of like we'll just wrap this up with like, what has been some of the blessings and just things that you have absolutely loved and adored about fostering?
Well, obviously adopting Lily was the best thing, the best blessing. But I think we have learned so much. We have learned how to deal with like some parents, some caseworkers, just learning to love on a different level, because it's all love and you support, but it's different, and it's hard. But knowing that I think that we can do hard things, and that we feel drawn to this calling, and that we want to help. And I think that just that we can do hard things, and if you feel like you should do it, I think that you should at least look into it and maybe go to a class, or do this, like talk to a foster parent, because I think most foster parents are very willing to discuss it.
Oh yes, for sure. And I have noticed that. So just to like even wrap it up even more, any suggestions? I know you gave some right there, but just any other suggestions or advice or anything that you'd give anybody?
Yes. My number one advice I give people is to have zero expectations. The call that we got to take Lily, they before we'd even seen her, knew anything about her, they said, this will not be a permanent placement. She will be gone within the month, if not less. And a month went by, 2 months, 3 months, and she, there's things come up in your case that no one knows are going to happen, and family falls through, or family comes through, or they're you have in anything they tell you, take it, but be aware that that's not it could change at any second.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then again, just if you really do feel any kind of that you're drawn to fostering, just find information on it, or go to a class and see if that's really what you want to do.
Wonderful. No, and I love that. And like I said, I seriously have so much love for you, mad respect for you. I think you're one of the most amazing, strongest women that I know. I'm not even kidding. And I really, really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to do this with me and to help educate others, because I just think it's a great place to start, because I don't think we know how much we can really change the world by not only learning more, but like, you know, if we wanted to do it. So I really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much. And if you guys have any questions after this video, I mean, obviously it'll be open for comments and stuff. Please comment, and I can, if I see them, I'll touch base with Shannon and get her in contact with you or anything like that. So thank you for being my first one. I'm so excited to continue these. It's so much fun.
Yes, it is. Thank you for asking me too.
Yeah, no, of course.